Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, November 9th, 2023, 6 p.m. I'd like to invite Robert Jones forward, provide us our invocation and lead us in our pledge, if everyone will stand.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, today may we open to others' ideas and beliefs, respectful of our differences and not be threatened by them. May we grow in understanding of our own motives, knowing that people often act in their own fears. May we be a force to replacing fear with insight, helping us all to be patient and kind as we talk and make decisions. Strength, real strength, can always find compromise when working together. May we find a common ground enabling us to move forward with shared purpose. May we see what is truly important and unite us to banish roadblocks of ego and fear. And as always, it is in your holiest of names. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Excuse me. Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Here. Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Witt. Here. City Manager Miller. Here. City Attorney Litchford.
Here.
First item on the agenda is our milestone awards for October 2023. This is where we recognize our employees that have reached a milestone event of service to our city. We want to recognize Jacob Seward for 10 years of service. We also want to appreciate all of our employees. That's what makes our city as great as it is. But a special thanks out to Jacob, and he will be receiving a pen, certificate, and a nice little check. So we appreciate him. The next item on the agenda is a presentation by Kimberly Horn. Do you want to go ahead and?
Yeah, I'm going to have
Okay.
Cameron, you want to come up and introduce our...
All right. So, okay. All right. Good evening, guys. Kimberly Horn will be presenting the draft Parks and Recreation Plan this evening. It's been included in your packets, and it will also be available on the screen up here. We are asking for the review of the mayor, council, and the public. We have provided comment cards to everyone that came in the front entrance and a sign-in sheet as well. We'll be going over the public survey results, the programming analysis statistics, and the short and long-term recommendations for the next 10 years for our Parks and Recreation Department. And this is Ashley Akers with Kimberly Horn.
Hello everyone, I am Ashley Akers and my colleague Olivia Sinclair is here with Kimberly Horn from the Nashville office, and like Cameron said, we're here to present the City of East Ridge 10-year Parks and Recreation Master Plan update. Okay, so a bit of background about this plan. The City of East Ridge existing plan expires at the end of 2023. The city selected us to create an update of the existing master plan in order to meet the minimum requirements set by, thank you, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. They made these requirements in 2020, and the reason that the city needs a master plan is to receive grant funding. So to meet TDEC's requirements, we had to do the following in the plan. a SWOT analysis, and that's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, with focus groups representing a cross-section of the community. And some of you may have gotten the email and filled that out yourself. A needs assessment public survey, an inventory and analysis of existing facilities, programming assessment, short, mid, and long-term goals, and public input throughout this process. And finally, we added implementation strategies to make sure that this plan doesn't just sit on a shelf. The city has a clear roadmap of what to do in the next 10 years for Parks and Recreation. Okay, so we started the master plan update by reviewing the existing plan to determine what has been accomplished and what items are outstanding. This review helped us shape our recommendations for this new plan. There were 5 priority projects identified in the plan. The Pioneer Frontier Playground, which was updated and completed in April of 2022. This was funded with a local programs recreation fund grant, or LPRF. And the new updated included new ADA compliant playground structures in addition to the new splash pad. The second recommendation was the baseball facilities. This update was completed in 2019, and it included renovation of the existing concessions and restroom facilities in addition to new fencing, bleachers, shade structures, and park signs. The third was, as mentioned before, the update of the splash pad. The fourth was the dog park. This was completed in July of 2022 with funding from the Dog Park Dash Grant, and you all know it is located right outside of City Hall. The fifth and only recommendation that was not implemented in the existing plan was an open-air converted multi-use pavilion at the municipal complex. Okay, so a piece of the requirements from TDEC is community engagement, and that is in the form of the public survey. Some of you might be familiar with the public survey. We promoted it at Fall Fest, and we sent it out, and the city promoted it on social media. It was open from September 8th to October 26th and received 313 responses. As mentioned, it was promoted on social media, press releases, flyers, and email lists. And there were 15 survey questions on this survey covering demographics, usage and perception of existing facilities and amenities, and future facility and amenity usage. The average age range reported in the household of survey participants were 35 to 50-year-olds and 6 to 12-year-olds. So this typically trends in the younger families range. So in the top desired programs and facilities reported across the board on the survey responses were a desire for a community pool and desire for more walking trails and greenways. The other top responses were pickleball courts, festivals, concerts, and more baseball facilities. And overall, the most facility that was visited on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis was Camp Jordan. The most, thank you. The most utilized amenity reported were trails and paved walking paths, which align with the top desired programs and facilities recommended and requested. When asked what the city could do to increase facility usage, the highest response was increase public knowledge of the parks. And overall, there were comment sections in the survey. A lot of people said that they were unaware of some of the facilities in East Ridge. Some people had no idea there was a dog park. So more promotion and getting the word out about the existing fantastic facilities that East Ridge has. The top response when asked what attracts users to East Ridge facilities was the natural aspect of it, the fact that they can drive 5-10 minutes and just be in nature. Swimming was the top athletic program users reported they would utilize if available, and that also aligns with a community pool being the top recommended and desired amenity by Eastridge residents. Data points that I just talked about. So the next component was the SWOT analysis, and that, again, that's the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis. This was conducted in person on September 18th with stakeholders in Eastridge, and additionally, it was sent out to other stakeholders via email just to get a broader cross-section of responses. There were many responses. I've pulled out the top responses for you this evening. The strengths were a wide variety of events and amenities offered, investment in new facilities, amount of open space, Camp Jordan, and clean, well-maintained parks. The weaknesses identified were lack of parking, lack of safety measures, lack of wide range of programs and activities for seniors and adults, and lack of staff and volunteers to support larger programs and events. The opportunities identified were partnership opportunities, additional programming and athletics, utilization of existing city property for new park programming, capitalize on the strong tourism presence from Chattanooga. And finally, the threats identified were parking and traffic flow at Camp Jordan, flooding risks, and landlocked between Chattanooga and the Georgia border. Now we will move into the existing facility inventory and analysis. There were 6 facilities inventoried: Camp Jordan, the Community Center, the Dog Park, the Splash Pad, Pioneer Frontier Park, and Springville Park. So Camp Jordan. This also includes the arena space as well as the park. Overall, between the survey responses and the SWOT analysis responses, this is a very well-loved and highly utilized park with users from both Eastridge and outside of the community. I personally, when I was here for Fall Fest, I met so many people who were from Georgia and said that they just absolutely love Camp Jordan. They bring their families there, they love going there, and this is well-loved among state lines as well. So generally, all of Camp Jordan's facilities were in good or fair condition, and the recommendations have a similar theme of expanding amenities to facilitate larger events and repairs and upgrades of existing facilities to bring them up to date. The Eastridge Community Center. So as of note, the city received a 2023 LPRF grant and plans to implement that soon, and this grant will cover a lot of the building updates in these recommendations. Recommendations include expansion and upgrades to the community center so larger events and programming can be implemented and facilitated. So the Eastridge Dog Park is it's only generally a year old, and it's a heavily utilized and well-loved amenity. Everything there is still new, and the recommendations include addition of a shade structure and overseed of all grassy areas to repair the patches in the grass because it's so heavily used and loved. Next is the splash pad. Again, only a year old. All of these facilities were updated in 2022. It is in very good shape, and the only recommendation is to add shade structure. Sorry. Okay. And finally, within this area of Pioneer Frontier Park, with the update of the play structure to be ADA compliant, it is recommended that the wood mulch be replaced with poured-in-place surfacing to provide ADA access to the existing pavilion and to make the park fully ADA compliant. I think in the state of Tennessee, wood mulch chips are accepted as ADA compliant, but they settle over time. There's a lot of maintenance, and poured in place allows for a wheelchair to get up on that ramp and you don't have to worry about that settling and that large lip that happens like getting into the space. So that's where the poured in place comes from. Next is Springvale Park. As you all know, there is currently no programming and residents reported feeling unsafe in that space, especially in the evening. So it is recommended that the city create a master plan for the park, add lighting and safety measures, and add walking paths. And by adding programming to that park, that brings people into that space and creates a safer space for residents. Next, we'll move on to the programming analysis. So for this analysis, we listed all programs and athletic leagues offered through the city of Eastridge and looked at the target audience and life cycle of each program. We'll start with the athletic leagues. Most athletic leagues are offered to youth ages and in the spring, fall, and winter, with the majority being in a growing or mature life cycle. Recommendations for the athletic programming in Eastridge include expanding athletic offerings to build upon the desire for more adult leagues and more leagues in general. That was a big response on the public survey. And then add some more events in the summertime. We also did a, it's not attached in here, but it is in the full master plan, a seasonal analysis so you can kind of see where the overlaps happen. And there is a lack of programming in the summertime compared to the other seasons. Next we'll look at the programming and events. So nearly all programs and events offered by the city's life cycle are growing or mature. The programs and events are offered to a wide age range. It is recommended that the city conduct an annual check-in to ensure the success of the current program and events while also meeting the needs of the growing community. So overall, well-loved programs, people want to participate, there are high levels of participation. And we can see the charts on this next slide. There we go. Okay. So this is just a visual summary of what I just reported. For the life cycle, 71% overall, and this is both athletic and programming. 71% of the programs are growing, and 26% are mature, and only 3% were declining. These are fantastic numbers. We don't see these often when we do these community master plans. The next chart on the right is the age segment chart. So 42% of the programs and athletic leagues are offered to the 5 to 17-year-old range, and 26% are for all ages. So generally, this is a very healthy distribution. This slide is showing the implementation matrix. This implementation matrix is a summary of all the recommendations throughout this entire master plan. It gives you the recommendation, what facility it's at, a very high level cost estimate, and potential funding sources. The numbers in this aren't limited, of course, with cost of inflation, but very high level. But it's one summary, one spot for all of our recommendations for you to look at. So that concludes my presentation. Yeah, thank you. So please remember to fill out the comment cards. They're next to the sign-in sheet. If you have any comments, questions, input, and give them to myself or Olivia before you leave. And then a quick look ahead at the schedule for this report. November 3rd is the deadline for final comments from this meeting. Then the Kimley-Horn team will address those comments and send the final draft back to the council no later than January 2nd, and then the council will vote to adopt and approve the plan January 11th. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've very much enjoyed this process of writing this report, and I really loved being at Fall Fest and meeting the community members. So thank you.
You. Council, any comments?
One thing I got to say is that we've started implementing several of these things on here already. So that's a plus for us. And it's all due because of the one we got years back. So then our recreation department brings us our weaknesses down there and tells it to us already. So this is pretty well what we already knew, but we appreciate you coming in, and there's some things in here that I didn't know, because I have looked at it, so. And,
Appreciate
and I
that,
thank
bro.
you.
Anyone else? I'll concur. We're very proud of the park. We are, as Councilman Cagle said, we're working on a few things. One was the open air pavilion. That's something we didn't get in the previous plan, but we've already approved that, and we're getting that in the works. We're expanding the community center, which is another thing that was mentioned in here. So I believe we're all in alignment, very similar to what we're trying to do as a council to what your assessment is, and we appreciate your work and appreciate all of this. So thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you so much.
And then if there's any comments from the public, if they'd like to come forward, we have that in here as well. So if there's anyone from the audience who'd like to come forward at this time. Comment cards? Yes. So fill out the comment cards. You still have the QR code. It's on our social media site, correct? Link, or is it a QR code? Okay. And that is, I believe, did you say November the 30th was the deadline? Yes. Okay, for the mayor and council deadlines. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Again, thank you very much. We'll move to the next item, is approval of the minutes for October 26, 2023. I assume that everyone's had an opportunity to review those, and I will entertain a motion for the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
A motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion or corrections? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. We'll move to item 5, communications from citizens. This is an opportunity for any citizen or resident, if they'd like to come forward, address the council with any questions, concerns, accolades. They will have 5 minutes. I don't think anyone, you'll confirm for me, I don't believe anyone signed in, but if there's anyone in the audience who would like to come forward, now's your opportunity. I see no one. I will now move for communications of council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Tyler.
Nothing right now.
Councilmember Witt. Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
No, sir.
All right, well, you don't get away without nothing from me. All right, so movie night is tomorrow night at the East Ridge Library. 6:30, it's a free program, no registration is required. Popcorn and drinks are provided. All children must be accompanied by an adult. And as usual, I cannot comment on what the movie is, but you can maybe guess what it is by looking at the picture. We have 2 brothers with mustaches, and I think they also have a video game out. East Ridge Parks and Rec. Winter sports registration is still underway. Basketball registration is open until the 17th. Indoor soccer registration is open until the 27th. You can visit eastridgeparksandrec.com or reach out to Avery. 423-710-6100. Also, would like to mention that our East Ridge Christmas Parade is going to be Saturday, November the 18th. We're very excited about that. We are the first one to do the Christmas Parade. It's always a great event. The children love it, and I think all the adults do as well. So please come join us for that. Also wanted to mention we are doing a City of East Ridge Parks and Rec is our first East Ridge Community Thanksgiving on November the 22nd. It's here at Thomas Avenue. The city will provide a free Thanksgiving meal to anyone that is interested in attending. Registration is required. We're still taking registration for families and friends that would like to come and receive a free meal. Then lastly, we had something I'm very honored to bring forward and talk about. I'm honored to share remarkable achievements of the East Ridge City Library Nitwits Group. The East Ridge Nitwits is a local knitting group that meets in our East Ridge Library. This group has once again demonstrated their boundless dedication to our community, making heartwarming impacts through their creativity and charitable efforts. This year, they worked tirelessly to craft 38 hats and earmuffs, 71 scarves, 30 fleece blankets, 6 large pillows, and 8 small pillows. This group is incredibly proud to announce that these contributions have been good use in the community, and will make a difference in lives of those in need. They'd like to also pay thanks to Costco for the generous donations, and they have donated to Welcome Home, an organization that provides hospice care for the homeless. And then some of the items went to Mary Ellen Loker Breast Cancer Center, where that'll provide comfort and support to those that are facing challenges. And then a great gratitude to Bill Boren that was assisted in delivering the hats, the scarves, and the blankets to the Chattanooga Rescue Mission as well for local veteran groups. So I'd like to give a special thanks to the caring hearts of the members of this group: Janie Dent, Linda Talent, Colleen Williams, Maureen Winfrey, Linda Henson, Cher Kinder, and Katie Walters. So their dedication is going to touch many lives, and we appreciate that. And they're doing that right here out of our city library. So kudos to them and appreciate it. That's all that I have. I'll pass it now over to City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple items, give you an update on our leaf pickup. We started on Monday, October 30th. We started in the east, moving west. We have completed our first go-around. We've been through the city one time, both north and south of Ringgold Road. We're on our second go-through now. At the present time, we're approximately 1/3 completed. We will continue to go. When we get to the west, we'll go back to the east, and we'll continue to go through the city for the months of November and December until all the leaves are picked up along the properties. Second item I want to update you on is the East Ridge Animal Shelter. The contractor, J.C. Curtis, was awarded the bid at the last council meeting. We're expecting to get the contract, the bonds, and the insurances all taken care of within the next week. Hopefully we'll have a groundbreaking the first full week of December. We're trying to settle on a date right now, with construction to start the middle of December towards the end, probably with Christmas. I wouldn't necessarily say we're going to see any mobilization until January 1st, but we're looking at about a 10 to 12 month period for the construction of this facility. We are excited, and it's much needed for our city. The last thing, I want to give you an update on our good old Ringgold Road that seems to be going on and on and on. Boyd Road and Ringgold Road will be closed next Monday, November 13th, for up to 5 days. They're going to do the installation of the storm sewer piping across that intersection. Valley Construction will continue to install curbing, gutter, sidewalks on the north side of Ringgold Road between Jack's Restaurant, heading east to McBrien, and from Belvoir Road heading west to Harper Motorsports. Starting the week of November 13th, next Monday, Tally will be pouring concrete for the sidewalks, the curbing, and the gutter from Jack's Restaurant moving east, and the area between McBrien Road moving west. So they'll be eventually meeting in the middle. And then lastly, the hillside on the north side of Ringgold Road west of Brooms or west of John Ross they'll be working on that over the next month or so to put a retaining wall in along the hillside there, approximately no higher than 7 feet, to be able to keep that hillside from flowing into the roadway area, because we are putting storm drainage along the right-of-way there. So again, we're hopeful that this project will keep moving forward without any interruptions. Right now, we're looking at a tentative date for completion for the whole roadway, June of 2024. And that's it, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move to the next item on the agenda, old business. Item A, ordinance number 1198.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to amend the fiscal year 2024 operating budget, ordinance number 1186, by changing the revenues and expenditures of various funds.
Ms. Qualls?
There's been no changes since first reading.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, council, I will entertain a motion for ordinance number 1198.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1198.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1198 approved. Second and final reading. Move to new business. Item A, public hearing for resolution number 3462.
Members of the council, mayor, so this is an appeal hearing. These are derived out of Title 13 of the City Code. These come from the Housing Commission. Pursuant to Title 13, Chapter 3, there is a Housing Commission that was appointed. I mean, it's been in existence, and they hear certain cases. Those cases come up second or third Wednesday of every month, and this is a matter that is related to property address of 3607 Fountain Avenue. I'll read the caption for the public hearing. We'll have an opportunity we'll have the representatives for the city that'll be testifying, and then is there anybody here for the appellant? Is there a Kevin Huff? Okay, so if Mr. Huff will also appear up here. So what we'll have is we'll have this hearing. This will be a de novo hearing, meaning that all information here is newly presented to you all. And your action steps will be either to reaffirm the Housing Commission, overturn the Housing Commission, or amend the Housing Commission. You all have that authority to do that. And this was a timely appeal, and I understand Mr. Huff is here. So if you're going to testify, Mr. Huff, we'll need you to stand up. All right. All right. Yes, sir. Y'all swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Okay. All right. What we'll do, this was brought by the city, and we've got represented the city from the Codes Department, Senior Code Enforcement Officer Tori Holder. Ms. Holder, if you would you present what this case is?
Yes, sir. So 3607 Fountain Avenue, it has been in front of the city for quite a long time. For my time, however, I originally drafted the paperwork for repair, cleanup, or demolish on January 23rd of 2023, in which I submitted that to the Housing Commission. I also sent it via certified mail to the owner as well. The first time it came in front of the Housing Commission was March 8th of 2023, and an order of show cause was granted or was put in place requesting that all interested parties come to that hearing for April 12th due to them not showing up to the first show cause hearing. April 12th, another order of show cause was placed because yet again the property owner failed to show or attend to that meeting. The property was reset for May 10th of 2023, in which at that meeting the Housing Commission ordered the property to be condemned, in which a condemnation placard was placed on the structure. The property owner yet again failed to attend that meeting, and there was no effort shown. Also in May, I did finally get a hold of the owner, and I was able to conduct, I think it was on May 23rd, conduct an interior inspection with our residential inspector as well. The entire interior of the home has been stripped down to the framework. You can tell that there's been significant water damage due to just lack of maintenance over the years and of repairs. At that point in time, from the May 10th meeting, and since the inspection happened after that meeting, it was reset again for June 14th of 2023. The property owner did not show, yes, that's right. The property owner did not show up for the June meeting, and after that point in time, we ordered another show cause to try to get him to appear but the Housing Commission also put in a demolition order at that point too, due to efforts not being shown. And I'll also add, when we conducted our interior inspection in May, my residential inspector and myself had communications with the owner of proper protocols that we would suggest to take due to the amount of maintenance and repairs that needed to be made to the house itself. It was an idea thrown out to just try to go one room at a time to make the repairs. We told him that we would not recommend that due to A, it being time extensive, and B, costly. Trying to go room to room would take forever trying to get through. So we suggested that you demo down to your, it's on a slab, it's not on a foundation. Demo down to the slab and then just rebuild. A, time effective and costly effective. It would save him more money in the long end. He kind of weighed around those options. Then it goes back to the June 14th meeting when Housing Commission ordered the demolition. The July 12th meeting, the owner finally appeared, and I recommended that Housing Commission release the demolition without prejudice due to trying to give property owner a chance at that point to make repairs, start repairs. At that point, they passed it out until September 13th. Months passed. No attempts of progress got made. I know that I've sent emails over stating what you needed to do in order to start a demolition process, the steps of going and getting a demolition permit through our OpenGov system, and also getting a plumber to go out and cap the sewer through WWTA to try to get work commenced on this property. Nothing happened. At the September 13th, 2023 meeting, the Housing Commission reinstated the prior demolition order due to the no progress being made and just no communication at that time with the owner. Over the summertime, there was, and I think even kind of going into fall, there's been numerous citations issued through the administrative hearing side of things for our department, just for high grass and not lack of maintenance on the exterior, much less interior. We have given him a significant amount of time to try to make repairs. We've given advice. We have tried to remedy it and get him in a good direction, and it keeps getting passed, or there's no communication, or no one shows up to even attend the meetings to make an effort to make the progress. I understand things happen, but I feel that the city's been very, very lenient, and now here we are.
Ms. Holder, have you got photographs of the condition of the property in May when you did the inspection?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you pass those?
Yes, sir. I printed just the whole packet for you guys,
Those
but it's
one in
labeled
our
on
books.
there.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Holder.
Thank you.
Ms. Middleton, we want to make sure this is part of the record. Ms. Holder, can you walk the council through with respect to the May 23rd photographs that you just passed out to the council?
Yes, sir. I apologize. It's all kind of put together in there.
These are dated 5/23?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Can you walk the council through with respect to the photographs and what you see here that rendered the property to be uninhabitable, dangerous, and to be condemned?
Yes, sir. So when we initially went out for this inspection, we went through the garage door, from the basement. I don't think I was able to get pictures of the stairs just due to the amount of neglect. I had to physically climb over stairs just to get on solid stairs because they have been rotted and were falling through. All the insulation in the house, as you can see in the pictures as well, has fallen through. So it was difficult trying to maneuver through there. The first picture that you see from May 23rd is of the bathroom. You can see that it's down to A, your framework, but B, you're down to your floor joists. There's obviously no flooring at all, which is extremely unsafe for anybody that's in there because you have nowhere to stand. A lot of the subfloor that you can see through that pictures that I've included in here in the framework, majority of it, if you look back at the bathroom picture, it's going to be super soft. And you've got to really watch your step where you walk just because of the neglect and water damage that's been through there. A lot of it's just showing, the pictures that I have in here is showing A, down to the framework, you're down to the subfloor. There's no sheetrock on any of the walls. You've got tons of debris in there. And then some rooms are worse than others. Could some be salvaged? Yes. However, it's not safe being in there due to just the dilapidation of the flooring system itself. And if anybody's in there, you don't really know where to stand. So when you fall through the floor and go to the basement, that's a problem. It's not safe for the owner. It wasn't necessarily safe for us to really be in there, much less if a vagrant decided to go in the house without permission. The front door is boarded up, and you can see the front wall. It also has some boards put up on it. I think that there's also a window by that front door that has been busted, so I'm assuming that's why it's boarded right there. You can see in the top where the rafters are on the roof that there's a lot of openings up there. Obviously, that's allowing water and moisture to come in, which is going to essentially rot the wood worse than it already is. I know that there's a tarp on the roof, but that tarp has, in a sense, came off of the roof, so therefore it's not preventing anything from coming in at this point. And I think the last picture on there, it's just of the bathrooms as well. And that's pretty much it. Your framework, it's
Ms. Holder, have you been back out to the property since May 23rd?
yes, sir. I went out on November 7th. I just did exterior because I wasn't able to do an interior. I didn't ask to do an interior besides back in May. I was able to kind of look through a window to see if any changes have been made. I knew that they haven't because I haven't had that communication, nor have I had proper permits pulled to show me that efforts were going to be made. But if you look at the first picture in that packet from November 7th, you can see that it resembles one of the pictures I had from May. Same stuff sitting in the, I'm assuming, living room of that house that hasn't moved, and it's the same picture, just different date. And then you see the exterior as well, which the exteriors look the same since January.
Ms. Middleton, we want to make sure the 11/7/23 photographs are part of the record as well. All right. Mr. Huff, do you have any reason to object to the photographs that are?
No, these photographs are accurate. When I acquired the house, it was in pretty much that condition. The floor of the roof was already like that when I acquired the home.
Members of the council have questions for Ms. Holder.
How long has this house been in this condition?
At least, well, we took the sheetrock off last year. So, probably in that condition for at least 4 years, when my aunt had it, when my aunt was still alive, she had it, and then I acquired the home, and when I went in, it was full of debris. You couldn't walk in. It was full of clothes and for everything. It had to be emptied out. And then I decided to gut the house and take all the sheetrock off. That's what most of the debris you see on the floor is all sheetrock and insulation. See what structure was under the sheetrock, and almost non-existent. You know, the timber has to be replaced. I think, like Ms. Holder said, it's faster to reframe the whole house and cheaper.
To answer your question, Mr. Tyler, when I first brought this house into Housing Commission in January, I know that prior to me being employed with the city, it has been brought in front of the Housing Commission before. I'm not sure of where or how far they got with it the first couple times that it was in with older staff. But I will say from my standpoint, having brought it from January, up until I was able to finally get communication and gain access to go inside to conduct the interior inspection, I would say at least a year to my knowledge, but as Mr. Huff said, it's been prior.
Are the property taxes current on this property?
No, sir. There's back taxes from 2020 all the way till now. And there is also a pending lien from the city as well.
So do you have a plan to do something with this house?
I do. Removing everything with the block foundation, and framing it, doing a new floor plan, and just reframing the whole house. I've just been, for the past 4 months, I've been really ill, severely ill. So I haven't been able to do anything. I've just gotten back to work this month.
So you acquired this property in 2017, is that correct, here on the property records?
That's right.
And it was pretty much in that shape at that point?
Yes. It looked better when I acquired it, because you couldn't see what was really under everything. But inside and under everything, it was already in this condition.
Well, I understand, and sorry that you were having some health issues here most recently, but, you know, from 2017 until today, that's quite a few years not to make any progress on this, if it was in that condition.
It was an overwhelming undertaking when I got the house. I didn't even know what to do with it.
So to tag on to Councilmember Witt's comments, what would your plans be? And to Councilman Tyler's comment, there is back taxes. It looks like quite a few $1,000s of back taxes since 2020. And now you'll have another year coming up this year. So, you know, what is your plan if you could execute it?
Yeah, when I say we, me and my partner, we have the back tax money already. I was gonna take care of that first, but as far as the construction goes, we wouldn't be able to start that until early January to start the construction. When I say construction, the remainder of the demo and tear down of the outside and structure above the foundation to start reframing everything.
What assurances could you provide this council that what you're saying you would execute, since we had so many, to my knowledge, no-shows and no communication and no effort to try to remedy this?
Well, I could start the demo this month, the rest of the demo, and have that finished. We could have another meeting to see progress on that. And if that's not made, then I'll just leave it at your discretion.
Well, unfortunately, it's at our discretion at this point in time.
Right.
You talking demo as in full demo? Is what? This is a full demo that's before this council, and that's what you were talking about doing as well, as a full demo?
Except for the block foundation, which it's on a basement, goes halfway up, and then because pretty much everything's got to be taken down. Like Tori was saying, going room to room would take forever. The outside siding, which is imitation mountain stone, has to come off in order to replace exterior sheeting. And the studs can't be replaced without removing the exterior sheeting. So
Any other questions, council? And also, go ahead.
Do we need a structural engineer to come out and look at the foundation like he's talking about, tearing it down to I would call it the main floor level? Because whenever I first seen this thing, first started getting phone calls about it, this was years ago, you couldn't even see the house. You
Yeah.
couldn't even see the rock on the front of it.
That's
So
right.
I had a front porch, we had the rock on the front of it. Weeds growed through it, and when we tore it apart, it was pitiful.
yeah,
You know, there's a whole lot more work in behind those rocks
that's
than we thought we were gonna have to get into. So, what is your opinion about a structural engineer coming out there and looking at it?
We could do that. We were not able to look at that foundation wall. I'm pretty sure if you're walking into the garage, it's more on the right side where that foundation wall is. But due to the amount of dilapidation and all the debris that have fallen from the top, we couldn't get over there to even assess it, to even look at it, to see if there was cracks in the foundation, if it's suitable. Ultimately, like I said, our recommendation was just to go ahead and take it down to the slab and then just rebuild how you want it to be ultimately in the end. Could we get a structure engineer? Sure, if that's what Mr. Huff would like to do, and, you know, you guys, on the board, it's up to you, but.
I mean, really, it's, I would say, I wouldn't wanna start trying to build on top of it without being for sure.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'd like to see the structural, thing on it.
Any other questions?
Any other questions for Mr. Huff?
Mr. Huff, where do you currently reside?
Old Wall, 8350 Old Lee Highway.
Well, you do own any other properties in the city of East Ridge?
What do you plan to do with the property if you fix it up?
I would make it my, I guess make it my resident, my permanent residence, but changing the floor plan and completely making it look like a different house would be the only way I would live in it. I wouldn't want the same floor plan. That house belonged to my family since my grandfather bought it, I believe. 7, and it's just good memories and bad memories of that house as a child, but I wouldn't want to have it, start fresh.
That lot zoned R1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll have to go back to R1.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you have a timeline of when you think you could get this done if we,
Completely completed, or just referring to the
You move
demolition
in it.
reframe? Oh, moving into it? To actually physically move in?
Any other questions, council? For either, any more input from either of y'all? Mr. Litchford?
I don't have any other questions for anybody here. So, what this body has so this, Ms. Huff, I should ask, are you done with any what you have, or do you have anything else you want to say? All right, you're done, okay. All right, Ms. Holder, anything else?
All I'm going to say for you, Ms. Whip, just to feed off of your last question on time extents, to see progress. We've been here before. We've been here since January. The Housing Commission has asked the exact same questions that you guys have asked. They've asked for timelines to see any type of progress be made. We have failed to do so. Here we are, same song and dance. I don't know what else to do at this point. We can give time, we can be lenient, we can extend it out, but ultimately, if no progress has been made since January, in my opinion, I don't see progress being made now. That's where I stand on the situation.
Ms. Huff, anything else? Okay. All right, so what this body has the authority to do, you can reaffirm the Housing Commission, which was to demolish the dwelling. You can overturn it, or you can modify it. That's your options here. You'd be done in the form, you all can discuss this. You can do it in the form of a motion if someone has a motion on how they want to move for this, but this body will be the final determination as to the resolution as to this property.
Yeah, let me go ahead and close this public hearing. So I'll close the public hearing, then we'll move straight into the actual resolution number 3462.
All right, so this would be Resolution 3462, a resolution of the East Ridge City Council regarding an appeal from the East Ridge Housing Commission related to 3607 Fountain Avenue, East Ridge, Tennessee.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3462.
I'll make a motion to reaffirm resolution number 3462.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to reaffirm the Housing Commission's recommendations by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
How long are we gonna give him to demolish it?
This is,
Well, no.
Set up there for
yeah,
another year?
no, this is not,
If I understood, Councilwoman Vice Mayor Hayes is to reaffirm the Housing Commission.
Reaffirm the
Right.
Housing Commission to
Demolish it.
them and demolish.
Right. So what this would be, Mr. K, if passed, this would, the city takes the efforts to demolish this
We
without
demolish
delay.
it.
correct.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
And we put a lien on it. Yeah, okay.
The cost would be, what we'll have to do is we'd have to go out and bid it. It'd have to be a cost consistent with the ordinary standard of this, and then the city would, once they get that cost, and they would undertake the efforts, and yes, it would be a lien against the property.
All right, any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3462 6-2 passed, reaffirming the Housing Commission's directions. Thank you both.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll move to item C, resolution number 3463.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council to approve infrastructure improvements and upgrades to Camp Jordan Park Phase 3 to include soccer field lighting, arena roof and signage, compressors for the arena, and restroom interior updates in the arena, with funding to be initiated through a bond issue in an amount not to exceed $1.5 million.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Evening, Mayor and Council. Parks and Rec Department is actually seeking council's approval to financially funding of the following projects within our park that need immediate attention. First off, we're looking at the implementation of replacing the lighting at soccer fields 7 and 8. At this time, 7 and 8 soccer fields between the two have 39 lights that are currently out. We are also looking at the installation of new field lighting on 2 of our new soccer fields on fields 10 and 11. We're looking at the replacement also as well of the lighting system on our stadium soccer field, which is, as of to date as well, has about 38 lights that are out. We are also looking at replacing our current roofing system on our arena, which is roughly 34,000 square feet. As of date, we have 28 leaks and counting that appear at different random spots of the roof. We're looking at replacing the signage on the arena, as the one that has been there for quite some time, has faded out and has lost some of its luster. 2 train compressors for our units 1 and 5 in the arena have gone out and are beyond basically repair. And our arena restrooms actually need a facelift update, and our walls and main floor need to be looked at as well. With these projects, the following costs we are looking at for the lights would be $1 million. The roofing system we will look at for the arena roof is $262,087.24. Our arena sign will look at $21,328.10. The compressors for our air units will be $19,988, with the remaining funds that could do the facelifts for the arena totaling at $196,000.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I do want to add a couple comments, if I may, Mayor and Council. I was out there last week inspecting the fields, specifically the field lighting. Fields 7 and 8 have the old wood poles. All the other fields have the metal poles, the Musco lighting poles that was done years ago. Of those wood poles on fields 7 and 8, some of them are starting to lean and bend because of age, and should be looked at as being replaced, upgraded to the steel poles or the metal poles to add more rigidity and stabilization for the light system. The light systems that are on those metal poles are old, antiquated, the electrical system is shot, and they need to be replaced too. So it's best to do the whole thing and upgrade it all to the metal lighting and get rid of the wood poles altogether. These are the only 2 fields out there in that whole park that have the wood lighting systems. Everything else has been converted over to Musco.
Stadium field is still wood poles.
Oh, the
as well.
stadium still have wood, yes. But those wood poles are in decent shape.
Yes, there's one on the right side of the stadium field that is actually, the top lights have turned. So you have lighting that is not hitting certain parts of the field and that are lighting non-field usage.
Well, we do have the replacement of the lighting system on the stadium soccer field in here too. So I have 7 and 8 in the stadium soccer field.
Thank you, sir. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3463.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3463.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where are the 28 leaks in the arena roof?
They're scattered throughout the main floor. So we actually have a dry erase board in our office that when we find new leaks, we actually put new dots on to look at.
So you're talking about the main floor where we're gonna put the, indoor soccer carpet?
We have some that actually are around the wooden bleachers is the majority of where the leaks are. Back towards the left back corner where there is a storage room has about 4 or 5 prominent leaks that due through a heavy rain, and then up towards the ramp to get to the middle bleachers has about 3 predominant leaks as well.
The reason why I'm asking this is, before they put the carpet down, I'd like to see the roof fixed.
We're putting the carpet down when?
Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving week. I don't know if we can,
Well, it's just,
we can try.
I mean, well, what I'm saying, it's just gonna, hadn't had no rain, and when it comes, we're gonna get it.
You're right.
Any other questions? See none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes, Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3463 passed. Thank you. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3464.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the mayor to enter into.
I just have a problem. I don't know whether you
Ma'am.
can help or not.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. We had public comments a few minutes ago, so I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna allow
I
you.
can't hear you.
We had public citizens' comments earlier in the meeting, and no one came forward, and now we're conducting business. I'm sorry, you'll have
Oh, well,
to.
this is business too. It's part of your police department and damage on our street Friday night.
Okay, ma'am, again, you would need to bring that during the comments section of our council meeting.
Well, you
If
need
you'd
to-
like to talk, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am.
You need to turn up your microphones because I couldn't hear half of what you were saying.
Well, I'm sorry. Is anyone else having a problem hearing? Okay. So if you have a problem, you can speak to the city manager anytime during the week, but to address this council, there is a certain section, listen to me, ma'am,
Right.
certain section you have an opportunity to speak. Other than that, it's cut off and we're conducting business now.
Well,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't understand.
That's okay.
That's why I wanted to ask a question because I wasn't sure your procedure, that's how you do this.
Okay.
'Cause
Was you here when I asked for citizens to come forward?
No.
I believe you were. You might not have heard, but
Oh.
there's a section in every council meeting that citizens can come forward and address this council.
Right. Well,
But
it's
I've already
fine.
closed that for this meeting. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to know what the procedure was. That's why I had a question.
We had the
But we have the assistant chief here as well, if you'd like to speak with him,
speak with the deputy
maybe
chief
outside.
Outside.
All right.
Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
Resolution, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Resolution number 3464. A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the mayor to enter into architectural service agreements with Hefferlin Cronenberg Architects for architectural services to include the design and development of plans and specifications for a multi-purpose pavilion to be built behind City Hall and the Community Center.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. We discussed this at the September 14th regular business meeting and the September 28th regular business meeting, and we came to a consensus that we wanted to proceed with the construction of a first-class facility that would showcase the town center concept. That would be a pavilion, multi-purpose pavilion. That would include the following features. The size would be 10,000 square feet to seat up to 500 persons with 2,000 square feet for restroom storage, catering, and mechanical room. Garage doors around the perimeter so the facility can be opened up during nice weather. A catering kitchen, fireplace, heat and air conditioning, and the location behind the City Hall and the Community Center in the grassy area. The probable construction cost of this pavilion is $6 million, which amount equates to 12,000 square feet times a $500 projected cost per square foot. We agreed back in September 28th to reactivate the agreement that we had back in 2018 for architectural services to design and develop a pavilion subject to the renegotiation of compensation for the services. That has been done. The architectural agreement before you for consideration for approval tonight looks at a cost of $371,124.30, which represents about 6.2% of the construction cost. This fee is in order for a project of this size, according to what the Tennessee Architects manuals go by. So in summary, the cost of this pavilion project is going to be in the neighborhood of $6.4 million, $6 million for the structure, and $4 million for the $400,000. That's the 371 architectural services rounded up. This would also include, other than the facility, the site development work for this project, including the construction of a 150 space parking lot. That would be in the $6 million cost. I'm recommending that the funding be from proceeds of a bond issue, and I'm looking at $7.9 million. And why I'm saying that is I want to bundle the two projects, the one that you talked about previously in resolution number 3463, item C, which was the $1.5 million for the enhancements and improvements to Camp Jordan at 1.5, add that to the 6.4 on this to bundle that for a total of $7.9 million. We're also recommending that we go out on the market instead of going through the Tennessee Municipal Bond Fund. Their proposals basically looking at rates between 5.5 and 5.75, variable for up to a period of 5 years to be renegotiated after that. If we go out in the market, we can look at rates between 4.75 and 5% for a period of 10 to 12 years, fixed for 12 years on a 20-year issue. So we still have some work to do in regard to hitting the market to find out what we can do is the best rate. But I'm looking at right now before you would be to enter into an agreement with Hefferland and Cronenberg Architects for their services to design and for the construction, with the drafting of the plans and bid specifications and documents for a multi-purpose pavilion for the city of East Ridge.
Thank you, sir. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3464.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3464.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Vice Mayor Hilton. Do we have any discussion?
While we're doing this, and if we're gonna have to borrow money to do this,
Yes, sir.
I would like to see us, all come to agreement about what we're gonna do with eyesore sitting next to this beautiful thing we're fixing to build. See if we couldn't lump some of the money into doing something with it all at the same time, instead of coming back, 2 or 3 years from now and starting all over again out there.
Well, I
No.
don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I may have something for the 14th. I have got a construction outfit that I talked to today that is would like to come out and do an assessment of that project and see whether it can be rehabilitated within a reasonable cost or whatever, torn down. Whatever would be the best cost-effective way of doing it. So we're looking at probably getting together the beginning of December. So I should have something for you on the 14th of December or the first meeting in January.
And if I may add, I don't disagree with you, but I wouldn't want this to be delayed
No,
in that.
It wouldn't
So,
be delayed. You just
but
have-
I'll say that I am 100% wanting to get something done with that area over there, and I think most of this council is as well. So,
Seems
we're
like
making,
He's done talked to someone,
Yes,
so we can
he
get a
has.
price to do what he's doing, and then
yes,
I need to get an updated assessment. The
Yeah.
last assessment I have goes back to 2014 or 15 before I was here the last time.
Right.
And I think prices have gone up substantially since then.
but yeah, I think the whole concept is like a town center concept. I think this pavilion's gonna add to the other amenities that we have. We're enhancing the community center, we've got the dog park, we've got redone the splash pad, or created a splash pad, redone the Pioneer Frontier. This is just another step to a long-term town center concept that we wanna have here. But I agree. Any other comments? All right, I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton?
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3464 pass. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3465.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving an appointment of Mayor Williams to the East Ridge Beer Board.
Yes, council, I would like to appoint Eric Avens to the East Ridge Beer Board. So to memorialize this, I will entertain a motion for resolution number 3465.
Motion to approve resolution number 3465 for
Second.
Eric Evans.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion?
I'd just like to thank Leonard Azell for his service to the beer board. He's a good guy. He's done some good stuff up there.
Absolutely. I called and thanked him for his service. He had 2 long terms servicing the beer board, and so, yes, likewise, appreciate his service to our city. Anyone else? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3465 pass. We'll move to item F, resolution number 3466.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving an appointment by Councilmember Witt to the East Ridge Beer Board.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Josh Walker was replacing David when he came on the council, and so he has agreed to continue to do this, and so I am nominating, or appointing Josh Walker.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3466.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3466.
Second.
A motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Vice Mayor Haynes. Do you have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3466 passed. We'll move to item G, resolution number 3467.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council to memorialize the mayor's appointment of the chairperson for the beer board.
Yes, this is an appointment that's made every year for the mayor to appoint the chairman. I have reached out to Roy Cowan, who is our current chairperson, and he is willing to continue to be the chairperson of the beer board. So I want to thank him for his continued service and willingness to be the chairperson. So that is my nomination for the chairperson. I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3467.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3467.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3467 passed. We'll move to item H, resolution number 3468.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving an appointment by Councilmember Tyler to fill an unexpired term on the East Ridge Library Board.
Yes, I'd like to appoint Kimberly Myers. She's an active member of our community and a devout user of the library. I think she'd be a great addition.
Thank you, sir. Council will entertain a motion for resolution number 3468.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3468.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Haynes. Do we have any discussion? I would like to thank Miss Jill Morgan for her service on the library board and up until she moved and no longer became was a resident in the city. And I'd also like to thank and welcome Ms. Myers for stepping up and willing to be on the board. All right, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Webb.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3468 passed. We'll move to item I, resolution number 3469.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Central Square to provide historical data to the East Ridge Police Department.
All right. Can you present, or do we need to?
I'll just read it, and then
Okay.
Go ahead.
if we have some questions, we may have to wait.
I probably can answer some questions. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. The East Ridge Police Department recently entered into a one-year agreement with Hamilton County Sheriff's Department to maintain the ability to access historical data for the report management system. The vendor, Central Square, requires a one-time fee of $17,342 to provide the historical data to use in a format that can be integrated into our current reporting management system. The data integration will negate the need for East Ridge Police Department to pay Hamilton County Sheriff's Office for access to the data in future years and should ease the accessibility to the data for our record clerks and officers.
Thank you, sir. Anything you'd like to add?
No, that's Central Square. We're with them now, and the historical data we need to convert over to a program that can be integrated in with Central Square. We're no longer with the Tyler system, so we're going to Central Square, and we need this information for historical purposes. This is the cost it's going to cost us to be able to get that information integrated into our current system.
Thank you, sir. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3469.
Go ahead.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 3469.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Webb.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3469 passed. Move to item J, resolution number 3470.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving the purchase of cybersecurity insurance from CFC to protect the city against cyber attacks and data breaches.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Ms. Qualls and I together are requesting the approval of purchase of an insurance policy for cybersecurity in the amount of $19,247.03. That's an annual amount. And in case anyone has any questions or wants further detail than what you were provided, our brokers have been kind enough to appear tonight from Atlas Insurance. Bill Bowman and Tim Sotelo are here right behind me.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3470.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3470.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion? Yeah, do y'all want to, would provider like to come forward and make a comment and give an overview?
I'd like to thank you for allowing us to represent the City of East Ridge for 40-something years, and I've been fortunate and blessed to be able to do that. Tim is also with me. Tim is my backup in our office for East Ridge, as I am the backup for him for the City of Red Bank. We also write the insurance for them as well. This policy here will actually cover some gaps which you do not have in your current basic policy with the Tennessee Municipal League, or which is now called Public Entity Partners. The basic policy does cover up to $250,000 for some data breach coverages, but that's not anywhere near close enough to where we are now. So what this does, this actually sits on top of what we already have in place, picks up ransomware, picks up interruption of service coverages, which, yeah, and social coverages as well. that does pick it up as independent agents. The Tennessee Municipal League or partners was not willing to increase their basic coverage due to some deficiencies that your departments have already addressed and taken care of. So we went outside as brokers, and we also represent or have access to the 3 top secure cyber coverage carriers in the United States, and this is one of the carriers.
Thank you very much. Council, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your continued service. All right, no questions. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3470 passed. We'll move to item K, resolution number 3471.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager or his designee to purchase one 2022 Mercedes Sprinter 2500 van from CarMax for the East Ridge Police Department.
You're up.
Thanks, just in time.
Just in time for this one.
You missed the other
You
one.
missed the other one, but we got it covered.
Which one did I miss?
The Central Square. So now we're in I, so we're here with the van.
Okay, Mayor and Council, previously this body had approved acceptance of the Violent Crime Intervention Fund grant and our proposed budget for the expenditure of those funds. This is one of those expenditures. It's $48,548.69 for a 2022 Mercedes Sprinter 2500 series van from CarMax. Has 36,703 miles on it. I went and personally inspected the vehicle when it came in, was shipped into CarMax. It is in fantastic condition, has all the amenities we need to make it into our command post vehicle, which is a item that our department and city, it's a gap in our capabilities. We have no command vehicle that we could bring to certain incidents such as the hazmat spills that we've experienced recently, to command and control operations and response, to things such as the East Ridge Christmas Parade or our fall festivals or events in the park, to have a centralized command location. This will fit that bill.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3471.
I make a motion to approve resolution 3471.
Second.
Beat you.
Who, was you watching who won?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
We have a motion by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do you have any discussion?
The cost of this vehicle does not include the cost to outfit it for its purpose? We have budgeted in our grant funds a power inverter, a TV monitor, and a TV mount. That cost is not reflected in the vehicle, but those are separately budgeted line items in the grant funds, which are a reimbursement grant. Any future modifications, such as additional seating, things like that we see fit, I did not budget for, but that'll be something we can look at in the future. Right now, it's satisfying what we're trying to do right now. Thank you, Chief. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any others? In a roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3471 passed. We'll move to item L, resolution number 3472.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council amending resolution number 3427 to authorize the mayor to enter into a professional services agreement with Crimley, Horn and Associates for the design and implementation of a 10-year Parks and Recreation plan.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, Mr.
I'm
Cowsher.
back. All right. Sorry, we're switching gears here. All right. This relates back to the Kimley Horn Parks and Recreation Plan that was presented earlier today. I am asking for the approval from the mayor and council to amend Resolution 3427 that was passed on August the 24th. The original resolution stated that the mayor or designee is authorized to enter into a professional services agreement with Kimley Horn to provide the city with the design and implementation of a 5-year Parks and Recreation plan. This approval approved the professional services agreement in the amount of $26,800, in which we did enter into that agreement. but it happens that this is a 10-year Parks and Recreation Plan instead of a 5. So we are asking that the mayor and council approve the amendment so we can go back and change the original resolution.
Thank you, sir. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3472.
Second.
A motion approved by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Just to be clear, this doesn't cost any additional money, we're just,
It is
we have a
paid in
10-year
full.
plan, we have to change it.
Correct. It was basically cheaper. We paid for the original amount but got 5 more years. Yeah,
I like the way you look at it.
yeah.
My favorite kind of special.
There we go.
Any other questions? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes, Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3472 passed. We'll move to item M, resolution number 3473.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager or his designee to purchase a drone package from Safeware Inc. through the Tennessee Department of General Services statewide contract number 833 pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated 12-3-12001B.
Mr. Creel.
Again, this is Violent Crime Intervention Fund grant, reimbursement grant. As part of our original proposed budget for the expenditure of those funds. The drone is a state contract purchase. So we would utilize it, as I stated previously, in rescue operations and the apprehension of violent criminals that get off into the neighborhood areas and tree areas around our interstates and parks. We've had numerous occasions to have to search those areas on foot, which is not only sometimes tedious or impossible, but dangerous. And this would assist us. We've called in those drone assets from other surrounding agencies when and if they are available, and that's not always the case. Our plan would be to construct a strong policy, follow all state and federal regulations, and then train our drone operators and have them train with other established units to get the maximum benefit and compliance with law and ordinance on those drone flights.
Sure. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3473.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3473.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Lost my train. The training and licensing for this, is this included in 18,000, or are we gonna have to go out above that?
No, it's not included. This is the drone software maintenance support.
This is not the drone.
No, this is the drone itself,
Okay.
along with the associated software and support and warranty that comes with that device. It's on us to get the training and all that.
Do you have any idea what the license is gonna cost the city?
The license? I don't know if there's a licensor.
FAA, the last time this was presented to the council years ago, they were talking about a trained person having to be licensed to.
An FAA, I believe it's like a type 1, or I can't remember the nomenclature. I do apologize. It's a testing and accreditation. You can call it a license. I don't have an exact figure on that, but it's very attainable. Private people do it all the time. We actually had one officer who's no longer with the department when I started this process that was already licensed and had his own personal drone. Excuse me. Since then, he's moved on to another agency, and I don't have that resource here, but it's minuscule.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor excuse me, Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3473 passed.
If I may, to more pointedly direct that, it's nothing that's going to go outside our current training budget. So, already budgeted item.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
For that added information. That's the last item we have on the agenda, other than the discussion of the tentative agenda items for December 14th, 2023. As a reminder, we will not have a second meeting in December due to Thanksgiving. So on the tentative agenda for December 14th, the first item is milestone awards for November 2023. Again, that is where we recognize our employees that have reached a milestone event in their employment with the city. We will have, the second item is a presentation of the Christmas Parade Awards. So we will have completed our Christmas parade and be able to have those winners here to present the awards to. Any discussion on any of those two items? The next item is a presentation of the fiscal year 2023 audit.
Well, they're hoping to have it ready. There's a lot more this year with the single audit, which has to do with the multimodal and the ARPA, and so they're having to get a lot more detail, but they're hoping to be here to present it.
Thank you, ma'am. That's why we call it tentative. Yep. Any questions, council? All right, we do not have any old business that's carrying over. Under new business, we have an unnumbered resolution, appointment of a library board for me, Mayor Williams. And then we also have another appointment to the library board, which will be a council appointment. So any discussion or questions, council? All right, the next item is an unnumbered resolution, reimbursement resolution declaring official intent for reimbursement of certain capital expenditures, Camp Jordan Phase 3 and multi-purpose pavilion.
Yes, the resolution that we'd be looking at would be a reimbursement resolution. It's a declaration of the city's official intent to incur expenditures on the capital projects of the pavilion and Camp Jordan Phase 3 improvements in anticipation of reimbursement from the proceeds of the bond issue that we would go out on. So it may be several months before we get the proceeds from a bond issue. With the adoption of this reimbursement resolution, we would be able to expend monies on these two projects and then reimburse ourselves back when the proceeds of the bond issue come to us.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions? See none. The next item would be another unnumbered resolution, approval of an agreement between the city and Victus Advisors for the completion of a sports facility feasibility study of Camp Jordan Park.
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council at the meeting of October 26 selected the firm of Victus Advisors. They have submitted a draft agreement for my review. We're undertaking that study now. I will have a copy to you for your comment. December 14th, hopefully we'll have something to present to you for consideration for approval.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, council? See none. The next item is an unnumbered resolution, approval to cancel the second meeting in December. So we normally cancel that. It is usually the week of Christmas. So we'll have that on the agenda to discuss whether we want to cancel that or we want to come a few days before Christmas. Any questions? It'll be before Christmas. 22nd. Don't rush this year any faster than it's going.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't want to do that.
Any questions? See none. All right. The next item is another unnumbered resolution, approval for bids for traffic strain pole. Mr. Miller?
Okay, we're out sealed bids for the construction and installation of a traffic strain pole at the intersection of John Ross Road and Ringgold Road. Bids are due November 14th. We'll open them publicly and read them aloud. Hopefully we'll review them and make a recommendation to the City Council for consideration for award at the December 14th regular business meeting.
Thanks, sir. Any questions, council? I will back up and say you were correct. That is still before New Year's. You were right. All right, we'll move to the next item, another unnumbered resolution, approval for bids for North Mac Smith Road widening project. Yes, sir.
Okay, sealed bids for the North Mac Smith Road widening project scheduled to be open and read aloud on Thursday, November 30th, 2023 at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Once received, we will review the two lowest bidders and then make our recommendation to the City Council at the December 14th, 2023 regular business meeting.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions, council? See none. That's all we have on the tentative agenda. Is there any other business we need to add? to the agenda? See none. All right, that is all that we have for the night. I will say, wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving and blessed holiday, and this meeting is adjourned.